welcome to Sacred Circle. I'm Eric Vasquez.
I'm Frank Dalton.
And I'm Cate Dalton. And we'd like to welcome you to our Spring Equinox Festival Start show. Thank you. As you can tell, we do a live show. And we have a lot of ground to cover this evening, so we hope you'll stay with us. Stick in a VCR. There's a lot of stuff going on, and we have some really important things to talk to you all about. I'm going to mention some few things before we get into our ritual segment. Number one, we're going to be joined this evening by Colleen and Anthony. Colleen is the High Priestess of the Church of Caduceus. She's back with us. We are so happy. Anthony, who is from Hands of Change Coven, will also be joining us this evening, and we're really happy he could make it up here from Jersey, too. We have experienced a very, very, very great loss in this community over the past couple of weeks. A few weeks ago, Stuart Farrer finally crossed over and went to the Summerlands. He passed away in Ireland peacefully with his wife Janet and Gavin watching and taking care of him and being at his side. We are very, very sorry to see him go, and a lot of us have some really wonderful memories of this man. We will discuss that a little bit later with Colleen and Anthony, but we would all like you to light a candle and say so long and thank you, and hopefully we'll meet him again in our next time around. We have some other important things happening. In Fairfield County, in the Cablevision side of that carries public access TV. The channel that we're usually seen on is Channel 94. But we found out that in April, because Frank and I now have cable TV, because we're home often enough to watch cable TV, we found out that actually Channel 94 is going to be changed, and you're going to be able to catch us on Channel 71. And that's starting the beginning of April, so please check your cable listings, because we would really like to stay in touch with all of you out there. The other thing that we wanted to mention is that the census is coming up. And it's a really important thing because this is the first census of the new millennium. And there's been a lot of talk about, is there a religion section or isn't there a religion section? And most of us think that there probably isn't a religion section on there. But what Frank and I would like to personally encourage you to do, if there is religion, if they ask you, what religion are you? We strongly suggest that you state that your religion is pagan. Whether you're Wiccan, now hold your horses, I know you're all going to get all ticked off at me. Whether you're Celtic, whether you're Norse, whether you're Voodoo, whether you're Santeria, whether you're whatever else of the Wiccan or whatever other wonderful tradition you may follow. The point of the matter is, the U.S. government is going to recognize one, and if we all want to be counted as one national community, and I think it's really important for us to do that, we should all try to pick one particular umbrella label, so to speak, and quite frankly, pagan seems to fit the bill. If we can all do that, then maybe not only will the government have a clue that we are a very large body of people out here, and a real important group to be watching and a real important group to outreach to, but that we'll also have an idea of just how many of us there are out there. And that would be a really terrific thing. We're not asking you to change your beliefs. We're not asking you to change what you do in ritual just for the government, because you all know how not particularly bright they all are down there in Washington. You want to really make it clear to them that we are one group. And this idea of being one cohesive group is going to feature very prominently in our main topic tonight. And that topic is the topic of the papal apology. And coming up on March 12th, evidently, the Pope is going to be apologizing to a lot of people that the folks prior to his ascension to popedom have done in the past 2,000 years, the folks of the Roman Catholic religion, and after the break of the Protestant religions. There have been some pretty nasty stuff done to a lot of indigenous peoples, and I'm going to use the term indigenous peoples. I'm not going to say witch, I'm not going to say pagan, I'm not going to say Hindu, Buddhist, Muslim. I'm going to say indigenous peoples, and there's a real good reason for that, so I want you to stay tuned so you find out why. The other thing we would like to mention is this is now spring. It is the start of the holiday season and the festival season. And if you guys haven't heard, the last time we were with you in January live, Frank and I let you guys know that we're not going to be able to do Craftwise this year because, quite frankly, my priority is to get my husband back on track. Y'all know that. If you don't know that, call me, and I'll be more than happy to explain to you why we're doing things that way. But there are a lot of other really wonderful festivals coming up, and we'll briefly run through those very quickly. The last thing I want to mention before we go to our ritual segment is that tonight is actually, the night that we're doing the show live, is actually Ash Wednesday, which is the beginning of the season of Lent for Roman Catholics around the world. It means it's very sadly, the end of Mardi Gras, which is one of my favorite seasons, one of my favorite festivals, and yes, it is pagan, guys. Just look it up in the books and you'll see where the pagan roots are. But Ash Wednesday is a really good time to remember the burning times. And I say remember. I don't say agonize over them. I don't say hold it against everybody. I say remember. Honor those who lost their lives, whether they were witches or pagans or not, but they lost their lives and they were tortured because they were labeled what we call ourselves today. And I think that labels is probably a real good subject for tonight's discussion. This is a season of hope and renewal. It's the season of new beginnings. So let's start fresh and let's see if we can put an end to the pain and grief that we've all gone through and move forward into a world community. Now, stay with us. We are going to have a wonderful celebratory ritual coming right up for you. It's going to be fun because it's spring. So stay with us, and we'll be back very, very shortly after these announcements. Thanks, and we'll see you guys soon.